What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Review Garage. Today on the table we have the Acebeam K1 Mini EDC flashlight. And in today's video, I'll be giving you my full review, overview, likes, dislikes, as well as taking this light outside in the dark and seeing how well it will perform. And as always, we will top it off by finding out whether or not this light gets the Review Garage sticker of approval. All right, so to start things off, I just want to do a quick overview of the K1 by Acebeam. Let's go ahead and zoom this in so you can see a little better. We'll see here, this is, of course, has the three different modes. We have our light, our low, medium, and high. We, of course, have our laser. It's our green laser. Then we also have our UV lights. We have three light sources: UV, laser, and of course our traditional flashlight. Now I want to go over some basic specs now of the Acebeam K1 just so you have an idea of how big this light is. We'll go ahead and start with the size. The K1 is coming in right about 4.3 inches long. The head has a 1-inch diameter and the body has a little bit over a 0.5-inch diameter, so a pretty small light, weighs in right under 2.7 ounces. So you'll see a pretty small light, fits almost exactly, pretty close to in my palm. I'll show you a comparison here to a battery. We have a AA battery here, so it's right about the length of two AA batteries. And ironically, the K1 can be powered by a AA battery as well as the 1000 milliamp battery that comes with it. Let's pop this out. So this is USB-C rechargeable, 14,500, 1000 milliamps. Have our USB-C port here. It'll be red when it's charging. It'll go to green once it's fully charged. So this is a dual fuel light. Let's see, we'll pop in the AA battery. Actually, I've not tried this with the AA battery yet. So let's see, I think this AA battery has juice. We'll find out very soon. Then our light mode, there we go. Yeah, so we do have our light modes there. Now you do lose a little bit of output with the AA battery, but still it's pretty awesome to have the option of just running a traditional AA battery. You can always keep one in your car, in your bag, so you always have a way to power this thing up if for whatever reason you cannot use or charge the USB-C battery. We'll go ahead and put this back in so we have our full output on this one. So we went over a little size, the weight of this light, and also would like to just do a little overview here. We obviously have our clip here, one-way clip. We have our tail switch, controls everything. And then we of course have our selector here where we can rotate to get to our different modes. This is obviously an anodized alloy material. Feels really strong and sturdy in the hands. I really like the size of it, just how it fits and feels. Like you can grip it really well. So I like that a lot about it. Of course, if we look at our head here, we have our LED light there, followed by our UV light, and then of course our laser right there. So that's a good look at our head there, the bulb. Now the K1 is IP68 rated, so it is submersible up to 2 meters, and I believe it's drop proof up to 1.5 meters. So you get nice durability with this light. Now let's talk a little bit about output here on the K1. You're going to have 1000 lumens max output with the K1. You're going to have a max throw of 223 meters and a max runtime of 60 hours. We'll go ahead and run through that real quick here. Let me pop this out a little bit so you can see the light here. Let me go back to low. So there's low right there. So on low, that's going to be 9 lumens, and you're going to be looking at 60 hours of runtime. Go to medium, we're looking at 200 lumens and 2.5 hours of runtime. And then on high, you're looking at 1000 lumens. Now, the kicker on the high is you have up to 60 seconds on the 1000 lumens, and then it will drop down to 650 lumens, and you have a max runtime of 60 minutes on the 650 lumens. So you get the max 1000 output for 60 seconds, and it will automatically drop down to 650 lumens. So that is our light there. We'll switch this to the laser so you can see that right there. Nice bright green laser. Works really, really good outside. I'm kind of excited to show that how this looks outside. This thing goes so far. Like, I couldn't even get to the end of where this thing goes. So the laser is awesome on this. And then of course we have our UV here. Nice UV. The UV does have two settings as well. Has a low, and that's a low, and then a high, low and a high. Kind of hard to tell which is which here. Yeah, there's low, there's high. So it does have two different outputs on the UV setting as well. And now to activate the strobe feature, this, I actually had to read the manual for this one. So to get to the strobe feature, you have to go to your light setting, and then you just have to flip this quickly to one mode and then back to flashlight. So just a quick boom, boom, and it goes right to the strobe feature. So try it again here. So we're here, you just gotta do a quick switch and you're good there. So that about covers the output and kind of the UI function of this light. I will point out the tail switch on this K1 I like a lot. I also have the poke light by Acebeam here, and I like the tail switch on the K1 a lot more. It just feels, the poke light kind of feels a little, it's more rubbery. It just doesn't feel as substantial. The K1, this one feels a lot more robust and just solid, and it's a little more responsive on the clicks too. So I actually prefer the K1 tail switch. Now I also wanted to take a minute to just go over what comes in the box with the K1. So we of course get our light, and it comes with the 1000 milliamp rechargeable battery. You do get your USB-C cord, charging cord, which is nice. A lot of products nowadays just assume you have one laying around your house, which they're probably right, but it's still nice to get one. And then you also get your wrist lanyard, a nice Acebeam wrist lanyard, and then you get a couple extra O-rings, which again is really nice. Get a couple extra O-rings, and then you get your user manual, which again, I actually did read this a little bit. I did read how to get to the strobe feature, so this was read a little bit by me. So you get a nice little user manual, and then you get some information on your warranty. And this one does come with a 10-year warranty, so pretty nice warranty on this. I noticed on my poke light, it only comes with a 5-year warranty, but the K1 comes with a 10-year warranty. So a lot in the box for a light that MSRP is at $54. I was able to get this on sale on Amazon for $34, $35. So a lot of light for $35 in a nice package. You figure you get all this for under $35 is pretty cool when you figure you're getting, essentially the K1, you're getting 3 tools in one. So I think it's a really great value, this light package. Now I think that's about all I wanted to go over before we take this K1 outside and see where it really shines. So let's go ahead and get it outside in the dark, and we'll go ahead and run through a few different scenarios and modes in the dark. All right guys, so we're in my backyard now. I'm standing about 20 feet away from a white vinyl fence. We'll just kind of demonstrate our light here, starting with the low setting. So this is our 9 lumens. You'll still see, even just for 9 lumens, this thing lights up really well. Even just 9 lumens, plenty bright enough to walk around the yard with. Still have a nice concentrated little center there, but also have nice bit of spill here where you can still walk around and use this light really well, even just on the 9 lumen low setting. We'll go ahead and jump it up to medium. So this is our 200 lumens. As you'll see, a whole lot brighter here. Lights up really well. Look how nice that lights up. Look at how far on each side we get. A lot of usable spill here on this light. It's great utility light here. So we'll go ahead and jump it up to our 1000 lumen high setting. And that thing's just bouncing light back in my face off this fence. Extremely bright. So I want to also now demonstrate the light just from a little further distance here. So this is our low setting, kind of shining out into our backyard. If you can kind of see in that, where that vinyl fence in the corner is down there, it's about 45 yards away. So again, that's reaching even just on this 9 lumen setting. You can see our low setting still works pretty well there. So that's our low. Go to medium, so 200. Again, lighting up my entire yard here, 45 yards, no problem. Awesome spill. Nice diffuse center there. Looks really good. I'm gonna go to high or 1000. Now my whole yard's lit up. Look at this. 1000 lumens lit up this whole yard. Again, really nice light output even from sides here. Look at that. Spill goes all the way out on each side. A little bit of the hot spot, you can see a little bit concentrated there, but it's definitely not punchy or anything. It's nice diffused light, very usable. I think this is a very usable light. All right, next we'll go ahead and show our laser here setting. So I'm in the laser setting. Now again, that's about 45 yards away, and you can see how bright that thing is. This laser is insane. Like honestly, I went out to my front yard and got it all the way down my street. So I don't even know where this laser will max out at, because it just, again, that's 45 yards, and look how bright it is. It's a huge dot. Look at that beam there going out there, and it's ready to go just insanely further than that. So don't want to go up over that fence or I'll be in my neighbor's house, so we don't do that. But you'll see this laser is awesome. It's kind of fun to use too, I'll be honest. It's fun. All right guys, and of course we do have the UV setting here too. As you'll see, it's kind of aiming this at the ground. I do own 3 dogs, so kind of take a guess what that is, but we'll kind of walk through here a little bit. We'll just kind of see, kind of light some things up there. So UV works really well with the K1 as well. All right, guys, we are back in the review garage now. Just going to give you some final thoughts on our K1. Again, I really like this light a lot. As you saw out there, I think it's super impressive. For it being a 3-in-1 tool, I really look at this light more as a tool than like a traditional just flashlight that you might purchase. For it being a 3-in-1 tool, I think every mode works really well. As you saw, the light, the 3 different settings, puts out plenty of light. That 1000 lumens, it really lit up my whole backyard. When I shined it at the fence, it smashed the light back in my eyes. So this thing, it's really impressive for it being a 3-in-1 tool. The laser, again, what I showed out in the backyard really didn't do it justice. This laser can just go forever. It's super impressive. So if you have a need for a laser, this laser on the K1 is awesome. And then of course the UV setting, as you saw, works really well. Works really well as well. And again, just a really good looking light. Feels really good. Great build quality to it. I think it's like the perfect size where it's not too big, fits really good in the hand, still feels like you're carrying a decent flashlight. So lots to like about this offering, especially with it being in the sub $50 package here. I think it's a very competitive tool from Acebeam. Now I do have a couple, Now I do have a couple minor cons. Really my biggest complaint with this, it's not even so much a complaint because it works okay, but the selector here, I think I would have preferred maybe like some sort of a thumb switch versus actually, twisting this, but it does move fine. There's no issue with it. I got more used to it as I used it, but I still think, like a toggle with the thumb might be, the superior option. But definitely not a deal breaker by any stretch, just pointing that out. And then of course, if you don't have a need for the laser or the UV, you'll probably be better off just getting maybe another offering from Acebeam like the TAC AA 2.0, where you're just getting a little bit more light, if that's all you're going to be using. But again, for a 3-in-1 tool, I think it's hard to beat what you get from this Acebeam and the whole package. Now, having said all that, without any question, for me, the K1 will 100% be getting the Review Garage sticker of approval, kind of for all the reasons I already talked about. But this is, I think, a very good tool, a little bit different than any kind of light that I own, but I think it's a nice one to just kind of have around if I ever, need the laser or the UV. It's a nice function to have. So nice tool to have in the arsenal, and it's definitely a keeper in the Review Garage. So as always, if you're interested in this kind of content, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a ton so I can keep making these kind of videos. And I will have quite a few more flashlight reviews coming out. I have quite a few Olights I'm going to be doing, and still 3 or 4 other Acebeam models. So I'll be doing a bunch of individual reviews as well as head-to-head reviews, mostly with the Acebeams and the Olights for right now. So if that content interests you, again, please like and subscribe. And as always, be on the lookout for more reviews from the Review Garage.